Hello everyone, I'm Ezra Silver and welcome back to yet another episode of Showing Off My Art. This series that has been almost as long as the channel, kinda, and features some of my greatest feats and some of the only things to my name. We're here with part 2, and just a quick thing that I meant to mention in the last episode that I didn't in this one, is that I'm joined by my friends. As you can see, there's this green spot right here. That is the foot of Yoshi, my boy, as well as Waffles, my other boy that I got for Christmas. Yoshi being my oldest one, I got him for my 6th birthday from Parker. Waffles was from Kate. And then my newest friend, which I got for my birthday, it was a late birthday gift from my friend, my best friend, Cassie, is Spartacus. This guy right here is Spartacus, and Spartacus turns into Lardicus. There's Lardicus, and then there is Spartacus. So they're pretty cool. They're twins. It's cool. And I'm joined by them. They're guest hosts on the show. So yeah, keep that in mind. And all will be good. But yeah, we're continuing directly off from where we left off last episode. If you haven't checked out last episode, I recommend you check that out, as well as the art done on all the other episodes, because I have a tendency to mention art that I've done in previous episodes in the episodes that I record. Excuse me. So I recommend you go check out those two to understand what I'm talking about half the time. Sorry if I have hiccups and stuff. While I was doing, I edited the last video, or the last showing off my art, and then while I was processing it, I did some work for school because I'm very far ahead, so I don't really have to, but still, I'm on okay, I know this is off topic, but summer school, it goes from June 5th to June 29th. There's seven units plus the commenting and whatnot. It's the first week, alright? It's not even done the first week. It's currently, sorry, I meant to say July, not June. It's currently July 8th. It starts on July 5th, and it's on July 8th. And I am already on the 6th of 7 units. I'm on the last task of 6th unit of religion, of all things. So, considering that it ends on the 29th, and I'm on the second last unit, I'm like 99% done. Unit 6. So considering I pretty much have 1 unit left plus the culminating, now I'm pretty much set. So anyway, I'm gonna stop wasting our time. We're gonna get to art. So in the last video, we started off with Mario characters, whatnot, Bowser Jr. and all them, Zonix, and then we got into Brawl Stars. And I mentioned at the end that this one would continue with the Brawl Stars trend that is gonna pursue throughout this generation. And I wasn't lying, because the next character we do, and this is the only time, the next character we do in Brawl Stars is Penny. Now, Penny is one of the rare instances where I've started off doing a skin of Penny or the skin of a character rather than the default character. So this is a skin of Penny. This is not default Penny. This is a skin you can get. It's Bunny Penny. And yeah, this was the first Penny I drew. And if you're wondering why that is, simple. It's because, as you know, I mentioned in every other episode, I'm mentioning in this one too, majority of the Brawl Stars models that I draw, or majority of the paper Brawl Stars characters I draw, I use inspiration from the drawings of Drawanything. For most of them, I'll mention when they're not, but for most of them, the inspiration is from Drawanything. And Drawanything did not have a version of Penny that I liked. So the only version of Penny that I could draw that I did have was Bunny Penny. So we did Bunny Penny first. I actually like Bunny Penny. I like the smoothness of the pink that I used. It was just really, the colors and all that is really satisfying to look at, in my opinion. But yeah, so it's Bunny Penny, pretty cool. She's got her blaster, she's got her thing, her turrets on her back, she's got her little slippers or whatever they are, her onesie type thing. And yeah, it's all there. It's pretty cool. It's got a little smiley face on it. And that's Bunny Penny. And obviously, I didn't do default Penny next because there's another skin of a Bunny Penny. And it just made more sense to do that one first rather than the default. So the next one that I did was Dark Bunny Penny. And this one, I really like the face of the bunny. He just looks so unamused and so unpleased. But yeah, it's really just the exact same as Bunny Penny. The only difference is the face of the bunny and the little thing on the ears and little tuft of hair that comes off the ears. But aside that, the costume's the same. Pretty much inverse colors, really. There's a hole right there. I think I forgot to mention that. And yeah, so yeah, there's not much different. There's still no cuts or anything because I try my best to avoid cuts in Brawl Stars characters. But next up, we finally get to Penny. Traced off of Bunny Penny or Dark Bunny Penny. I'm not sure which, but they look the same, so it really doesn't matter. This is default Penny, so the Penny that I should have drawn first but didn't. And she's just got her typical, you know, her toque type thing with the skull on it. She's got her treasure chest. She's got her pirate suit with the little belt thingy on it, her pants and all that. She's got her fancy pirate gun, and she got a hole right there, a bigger hole than the bunny pennies, but still, it's a hole. And yeah, so that's Penny. Pretty cool. Actually, I think Penny was the last Brawl Stars video that I made, so that's kind of interesting that would be, you know, tying into this. And then finally we do the last, well, when I drew it, it was the last skin of Penny, but it isn't the last skin of Penny. Little Helper Penny. The Christmas one, this is the skin that I have that I used in the Brawl Stars video, I think, or at least I showed it off. I'm not sure if I used it. But yeah, this one's traced off of regular Penny, just because default Penny is probably the best one to trace off of, because that's where all skins originate from. So she's got her little present turret in the background. She's got her elves on, her little shoes. She's got her gun. Looks like it's wrapped in presents. Little elf ears, the same paint used for all the other pennies. And then this one's the tallest one, I think. Wait, hold on. No, it's just slightly shorter than the bunny pennies. I think Dark Bunny Penny is the tallest just because the little tufts of hair on the bunny, on the bunny ears. Because aside from that, they're the same height, or the same everything in every way, so. Yeah, I think Bunny Penny, Dark Bunny Penny is definitely, God, that's like a tongue twister in a way. It's so hard to say the same word so many times, but considering how many skins these guys have, it's necessary. But yeah, Dark Bunny Penny is the tallest, followed up by Bunny Penny, followed up by this one, followed up by default. But yeah, nothing much different on this one, no cuts or anything anywhere, which is, thank God, and yeah. There's not Bunny Penny, that's Little Helper Penny. And then, I actually thought about this while I was doing Penny, not the last Penny, but I think default Penny. I thought about it for a bit, and I decided I would do it, because this also, although it's not a real character, it does change every time, so I did the turrets. Penny's turrets. So here's obviously default turret first, because this one is the best turret I found. And it's default, so unlike some of the things you will see me do for like the extras of characters, this one doesn't go in order of the version of Penny that I drew. So we got the default turret first, which obviously goes with default Penny, or just Penny, whichever one you want to say. And then you got the Little Helper turret, because I don't remember why, but it's the Little Helper turret, right? Just there, same colors as, you know, Little Helper Penny and all that. It just got a gun sticking out of the present. Kind of reminds me of that one skit that Markiplier and Ethan did for Change, where they were opening each other's gifts and Ethan comes to the box with a gun. I'm sick of the jokes, Mark. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then yeah. And then we got, obviously, the bunny turret, so traced off of, I think, a mix of the present and the default turret, but it's just a bunny now, so there's that. The turrets aren't the best. Austin liked them, I didn't like the turrets that much. But hey, and then the dark bunny turret obviously traced off the bunny turret, so not much different there either. But now we move on to another character, right? And this character, I think the next two bells I'm about to show you came out relatively recently, or when I drew them, they had come out maybe at most probably I think a month. They came out a month before I drew them, so at most. So the first has to be Edgar. At the time, he was probably one of the most recent brawlers there. But yeah, there's Edgar. Suggestion by Austin. And this one, actually, this is what I was talking about. This Edgar model is not from Drawanything. This is one of the few brawlers that aren't from Drawanything. This is from another guy. I don't remember his name, but I'll link him in the description below as well. But I found one of his things, and it was Edgar, and I liked it, so I used it. Only thing I would have to complain about in terms of his style compared to Drawanything is that the heads on his drawings are much bigger. Like, you can see Edgar's head, and it's much bigger than, you know, the rest of his body, which is a little, it's a little excessive in terms of size in my opinion, but hey, I work with what I got. So obviously it's Edgar there, he's got his scarf and everything. It's just, yeah, it's pretty cool, I guess. I like it. And the funny thing about this one though, because at the time I wasn't looking for any others, so I was just looking at Drawanything, Austin suggested, oh, why don't you do Edgar? I was like, okay, what if I can't do Edgar? He's like, okay, do Byron. And I was like, okay, what if I can't do Byron? Because Drawanything hasn't done any speed drawings, or whatever they're called, of Brawl Stars characters since Colette, I think? Colette or Surge? One of the two. They haven't done any in a while, so yeah, I was like, what if I can't do those guys? He was just like, okay, do whatever. I don't remember who picked next, but yeah, here's Byron, drawn by the same person, or using the, I found the model to use for this guy from the same person that did Edgar, and now you can really see Edgar's head was covered by the scarf and whatnot, but now you can really see the over-excessive size of the head. Oh my god, it is big. Look at that. Honestly, at the time, I didn't even like it at the time either. I didn't like how big I made the head, but at the time, I didn't really think I had a choice. So I kept the head this size. But if I could go back and change it, I'd probably take the picture, and I'd probably model it so I draw the body like the same size, but then I shrink down the picture so when I'm looking at the head, it just helps with perspective and all that. For me, it's a bit of a weird thing, but like I'd shrink down the picture so that way the head looks smaller. And although it might look a little bit weird to his drawing, I definitely would have done it that way because this is just way too big. And although I'm not gonna go and redo it because I really like this Byron, it's a little big. It's a little big. But yeah, there's Byron done. Like I said before, I was really mad when they didn't give Byron a skin, but hey, that still means Byron's done for now. Byron gets the rest. Edgar got a skin. He got a quick draw Edgar, which I've already drawn. It was the most recent of the chosen things. It's actually the second most recent drawing I've done. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But next, I actually lied in the last video because I forgot what I was doing. We're not done with Sonic. We're not. Because the next character we do is going back to Sonic because I finally found my shadow, and I went and drew Mephiles. Now you might be wondering, who's Mephiles? I actually didn't know Mephiles existed. I never saw anything about him once. The only way I knew Mephiles was because I played Sonic the Hedgehog 06 on the channel. It's not a good series. I don't recommend you watch it. It's quite a few parts, and half the episodes are just me doing the same thing over and over and over and barely getting anything done. So I wouldn't recommend you watch it, but that's where I know Mephiles from. So here's Mephiles in his form that's like Shadow, I guess. Traced off of actual Shadow, of course. It's got a cut right there. And nothing too different aside from the colors used. It's not that special, but the next one is pretty special because that's not Mephiles' true form. No, this, what I'm about to show you, is Mephiles' true form. Now this one I kind of struggled with because I was trying, it's one of those pictures that are like, you know, you kind of can picture how you turn it into paper form, but at the same time there's just a bunch of stuff that would be hard to turn into paper form because this is one of those characters that I wish I had like an app that gave me the 3D model for it in Tifo's form that I could just like spin around and flip upside down and watch to make sure I had all the proper details and whatnot. I didn't, but still. This is Mephiles the Dark in his true form. Because I don't want to draw his feet, because like I said, I wish I had that, you know, capability to see the model. I didn't know how, like, the specific details of legs, because he doesn't really have legs. I mean, he has legs, he doesn't really have feet. So I didn't draw that. I just drew Purple Smoke because I found a bunch of pictures where he's associated with Purple Smoke. His eyes, they're very slim compared to all the other Sonics I drew, or Hedgehog characters I drew. And he is probably one of my best done in terms of shading, because the spikes and all that, they go white at the tips, but then the more in you go, the more like light blue, sky blue they go. So I think I did really good with the shading on those. I'm very, very proud of that. It looked really cool. And aside from that, he takes up a lot of black, but it's got his little spike thing coming down. I really like this one. It's probably my favorite of, well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite. It's one of my favorites of the Sonic, paper Sonic characters I've done. It's just really cool. I really like it. So there is Mephiles in his true form. And then we have one more shadow to do. This shadow, I wasn't sure if it was fan-made or not because I couldn't find anything to confirm it until I watched Sonic X, and then I knew for sure. But Super Shadow. We're on the subject of Shadow. I had the idea to do it all the way back when I was drawing Super Sonic. I just wasn't sure if it's true or not, so I didn't go back to search for Shadow sooner. But I finally did, and then he's got a cut right there like all the other shadows traced off of, I think, Mephiles, just because, well, you know, it was easier. Because there's more recently done. But yeah, he looks no different from Shadow aside from the fact that he's now yellow and red. Nothing is in different spots, no cuts in different ways, the same size and all that. Yeah, it's just Shadow. I think the only difference now is that he has a smirk on his face because he's confident, because he's super. Yeah, so there's that. And then we return to Brawl Stars, because Brawl Stars is the theme of this generation. Yes, I drank with the pinky up. Don't judge me. It's a habit. I'm British. Calm down. I am actually British, by the way, so keep that in mind. But yeah, we move on back to Brawl Stars. Once again, per Austin's choice. They're all per Austin's choice. The order of these Brawl Stars are drawn, aside from Mortis, was all Austin's choice. So there's that. But we do Nita. Nita's one of Austin's favorites, so I chose them. I couldn't tell you when specifically we started the chronological order of things, but yeah, he chose Nita because, like I said, I was telling you that story, right? Oh my god. Sorry, I'm getting flustered. Drawanything didn't have a model of Edgar, which Austin suggested first. I was like, okay, if I can't do Edgar, who do you want me to draw? And he was like, do Byron. And I was like, okay, what if they don't have a model of Byron? And I was like, what if I can't draw Byron? And he was like, okay, fine, draw Nita. And so I went looking, and although I was kind of hesitant at first because they weren't quick draw, I mean, not quick draw, they weren't draw anything, I still drew them, so that's where those two came from. And then I went back and drew this one. So in a way, Nita was supposed to come first, but Nita didn't come first. And this one is back again from Drawanything, so you can tell because the head's not overly huge. But yeah, so She's got, you know, everything's pretty typical. It's pretty cool. I gotta go and do like the pure gold and the true gold and true silver Nita, as well as the new Aqua Nita. I forget her actual name, but it's the new skin that came out with the summer update, so I gotta go do that eventually. But yeah, so but you know, at the time I'd finished Nita, so you know, there she is with her bear, her bear hat and all that. She's got her smile going on, her little bear cub necklace thingy, her belt, her tribal wear on, I don't know. But yeah, there's Nita. Pretty cool, you know, it's alright, I suppose. And then, you know, to get it out of the way, I drew Nita's old model. Now, like Colt, like the old model of Colt, or version 1 Colt, that's actually much easier to say, it's version 1. Like version 1 Colt, there's not too much different about this one than other Nita, aside from the fact that she no longer has the stitches in her bear thing. Her bear hat didn't go into like fur kind of down, it just went down like it was solid. She had, you could kind of see her red eyebrows or her red hair or whatnot. She didn't have the necklace and she didn't have the belt. But aside from that, she's a little bit darker. I can kind of show the comparison. I didn't do this with Colt, but you can see like the color choice in red. It's very, oh boy, it's very slight, but you can see that there is a difference between the two of them. This one's also got the snout thing. But yeah, the red in this one is a little bit darker because the models were a bit darker than the new, more vibrant models. And as well as her skin is, it's the same color, it's the same pencil crayon and all that. I just pressed a little bit harder with this model than this model because, like I said, it was darker, not less vibrant, less touched up. So yeah, there's version 1 Nita, or beta Nita, or whatever you want to call her, I don't know. And then you got Panda Nita, which Panda Nita is just traced off of default Nita, and it's just, you know, the same thing except Panda now. And the only real difference is that they've got the circles around there and all that. But aside from that, it's relatively the same thing, you know, same reds and stuff used. I really like Panda Nita. I mean, she's not too different from regular Nita, but I still like her. I don't have any skins for Nita, but yeah. Then there's Koala Nita. Now this one's probably my favorite skin that I drew for Nita, just because I like the shades of gray and I like the uses of the gray. To me, it's very visually appealing. But it's a koala bear, you know. But aside from that, not that much different, traced off of, you know, either Panda or default Nita. It really doesn't matter because they're the exact same. But yeah, it's just, yeah, I don't know. It's the grays. The grays really do it for me. I really like the grays. And yeah, so that's just that. They're all the same size, no cuts anywhere, no holes, any of that. And then we go into our final Nita, our second final Nita. I forgot there's a Nita under that. Now this one's the tallest, and this is Red Nose Nita. Once again, part of the Christmas trio, which included, wow, that's a voice crack, by the way. The Christmas trio included Dynamite, Penny, and Nita. Nita being little Red Nose, Penny being Little Helper, and Dynamite being something I don't even remember. But this is another, this is Nita's thing. She's got like her Rudolph hat and all that, traced off of one of them. I don't know which, because it really doesn't matter, once again. But not Koala Nita, just because Koala Nita is a little too different. But this one's definitely tallest because on top of the hat, it's got the antlers, it's got the Christmas cap on. So it's definitely the tallest. And she's smiling, her facial expression is still the same. You know, she's got a scarf on, she's got her winter jacket with the fluff from the hood or whatever. She's got her boots on, it's pretty cool on. So yeah, there's Red Nose Nita. And then for the final one, we got the most different of all the Nitas, and actually the smallest. I accidentally, when I was making this one, I made it a little small, so it actually is smaller than any other Nita that I've drawn. Shiba Nita. So Shiba, it's a dog. It's not my favorite one, but it's definitely there. You know, she's got the same facial expression again. except now she's got a dog on her head, and she got it's like a school dress or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's smaller than that. It's its own thing because it's got I don't know. Choices, man. Draw anything. And then we go to the more annoying half of Nita, which makes me really unexcited to draw pure gold or pure silver, because I'm gonna hate drawing pure gold or pure silver Bruce. And if you don't know who Bruce is, it's the bear that Nita spawns with her special. I'm not gonna enjoy doing this in pure gold and pure silver. If you don't know what pure gold and pure silver is, I keep saying pure. It's true gold, true silver. True gold and true silver means that the entire character model is either gold or silver. So that means I have to draw this huge hunkin' bear in gold. And then again in silver. Technically silver first because silver comes first, but still. This is also the first Brawl Stars character of any form to have a cut. All the bears have a cut. I intentionally did that because I wanted them to be bigger than Nita to give that kind of representation. So he's got a cut that goes all the way down like that. But yeah, it actually used red. On this side you can't see it, but on the side I'm about to show you, I actually messed up. Because as you can see, it kind of shows in the camera not well. The head is a lot more vibrant of red than the body. I realized it was taking up a lot of my red, and it was I was covering too little, and considering how big the body was, I stopped pressing this hard. This was how the red it was originally supposed to be. Instead, I just kind of I pressed lighter, which conserved red and helped me get through it faster. And for Bruce, so the first Bruce I made, I kind of messed up. Also, it was really hard to do Bruce because Bruce, there's no draw anything model for Bruce, so I had to go from a screenshot of one of the animations, I believe, from one of the animations from one of Drawanything's YouTube videos. So there definitely is that. Also, I gotta keep drinking, otherwise I'm gonna lose my voice. Oh, that's good stuff. But next up is Old Model Bruce. Old Model Bruce is much different, except it has the mahogany kind of red that I used for Beta Nita or version 1 Nita or whatever you want to call her. It's the same red I used for this one, so it's obviously a different red from regular Bruce. And this one doesn't have that stomach patch thing that that Bruce has. Aside from that, they're literally no different. Same cut going down right there, and it's same size and everything, just the no stomach thing. So there's that. And then we go on to my least favorite one to draw, specifically because it took so much black, the Panda Bruce. Panda Bruce, same cut in the same area, same height, all that same thing, except now it's a panda. It took a lot of black. It's really annoying. I'm glad it's done. I'm glad I don't have to do it again. I have to draw a shark next for Bruce. That's the summer update. Thanks, Brawl Stars. Next is Koala Bruce, and Koala Bruce is my favorite just because I love the construction jacket and I love the koala, because the koala has so many shades of gray, and I love the shades of gray that I had to use in this. I don't know why, but I love it. It's just so nice. And then there's got a cut going down that way, and that's and a cut this way, which makes Bruce, this version of Bruce, the tallest. Actually, is it the tallest in a sec? Comparing. No, it's not the tallest. It was the tallest until I drew the next one. And what's the next one? Well, considering unlike Penny, this one I went in order, because if you have watched the last episode, I talked about how the things from other brawlers I usually do in order. Penny I didn't do her turrets in order. But the Bruces I did in order. So after Koala Nita, I drew Red Nose Nita. So obviously after Koala Bruce, I gotta draw Red Nose Bruce. Obviously using the same colors as Red Nose Nita. It's got a cut right there, cut right there, cut right there, cut right there, and then a cut going down that way, as per usual. This is the tallest one, and I think it holds the record for most cuts out of anyone in this generation so far. Yeah, same colors used, same Bruce, it's just the hat on and all that make it so big. Same scarf and all that, just, yeah. It's a big bear wearing, it's a big red bear wearing a Christmas outfit with antlers and a hat on. And then we go to the final one, and this one was actually okay. It was going really well, and I actually really liked it. And it's Shiba Bruce. And I like Shiba Bruce more than I like Shiba Nita. But the one thing I messed up was the eyes. I mean, they're supposed to look like that in a way, but I feel like I could have added more to make them look more like eyes, because now these kind of look like eyes and not those. Even though these are the eyebrows. So I kind of messed up on that. Otherwise, it's a cut right there. This one was a little hard because it's a dog, not a bear, but still. It's cute. I like it. This one probably comes in second place in terms of if the eyes weren't like that, maybe just maybe it would have been my favorite because I have a soft spot for dogs, but still, yeah. I don't have a soft spot for koalas. I just really like the shades of gray in my drawing. Alright, next up, I actually learned the name of this character because this is a returning character from my generation. I don't even remember which one. I think it was Gen 4, but I'm not sure. It could have been Gen 2, I think. Which means the drawing is over a year old. Oh boy. But this is a Cooligan. I finally learned the name. When I showed this off the first time, not this specific drawing, but when I showed this character off the first time, I think I didn't know the name. I definitely did not know the name. I learned it when I was drawing this one. It's called a Cooligan, which is really clever. I really like that. But the reason why I drew this one, I actually had this idea while I was drawing the other one, but I didn't want to put it in action because I felt, I don't remember why. But I decided to put it in action because it's really bothering me that I didn't. It was kind of like doing Master Hand and Crazy Hand. But I had the idea, I put it in action finally. This is Uncool Cooligan, or it's not actually called that, that's just what I call this one, because as you know, if you've played any of the new Super Mario Bros. Where you have to fight a Cooligan is those penguins that slide with the shades on, and when you jump on them the first time, they lose their shades, and then they start sliding slower, and they start freaking out, flapping everywhere. This is a depiction of that. I want to do it. Here it is. Same size as the other one, except now it's freaking out and all that, so it's got a little bit more detail. This is a Cooligan. I really like that name. Nintendo, some of your names, you know, like Torpedo Ted and all that, a little bit kiddish, a little bit on the nose for me, but Cooligan. Round of a goddamn applause. That, I'm not even joking, I'm not making any sort of sarcastic remark. That is a great name. I absolutely love that name. Cooligan. But next up, we go for 8-bits. Or Brawl Stars. We go back to Brawl Stars and we do 8-bit. Now, unlike Penny, I'm not doing the power-up thing from 8-bit. And the reason why I'm not doing the power-up thing for 8-bit is because the thing with paper drawing, right? And I was telling Austin this a little while ago. You can do anything in paper form, like I am. The thing is, not everything looks good in paper form. There are some things that look better in 3D form, or whatever form it is in, compared to paper form. And 8-bit's thing, 8-bit's stationary power-up box that he has, that he summons with his special, that turns him purple and gives him his extra, you know, power. That wouldn't look good in paper form. It would be a box with a circle type thing on another square. It would be a square with a circle with another square vertically. Like, I don't feel like that would be good to do in form, because Penny's turrets, those change drastically with each skin. Like, as you saw, there was a regular turret, which looked, you know, how it did, kind of like a mortar or a cannon, and the one that was a gift box, and then there was the bunny turret, and then the dark bunny turret, and those were all wildly different, even for being the same thing, kind of like the skins of Penny and all that. But 8-bit's booster thingy, it doesn't change much. It's just a box with a circle with a box. It doesn't have nearly as much detail, and I feel like it would be a waste of resources to do, which is why I'm not going to be doing those. So for now, you just get 8-bit. And when I was drawing this, there was only 3 skins to 8-bit, but there's a 4th one called Saloon 8-bit that came out last season, not this season, but last season in Brawl Stars. I have to do it, and as I mentioned in the last video, I lay out 3 of those papers that I showed you. I lay out 3 of these pictures, right? I tell the boys to choose one of them. And whichever one they choose, I draw in between drawing like a certain set of variations. And the first time I laid out 3, it was Saloon 8-bit, Lantern Sandy, and Marshall Ruffs. They chose Marshall Ruffs. And then I laid out 3 again recently, and it was Saloon 8-bit, Lantern Sandy, and Quick Draw Edgar. And as I've mentioned already, they chose Quick Draw Edgar. So twice now they have turned down the possibility for me to do Saloon 8-bit. And you know how crazy some of these guys look when you're drawing them when you sketch them out? This is Saloon 8-bit, okay? Let me hold it up for the camera. Look at how drastically crazy all those lines look. That is Saloon 8-bit. I have to draw that still. And it actually doesn't, it's not as complicated as it looks. But it definitely looks like insanely crazy. Look at that. Look at all that detail right there. This was traced off of 8-bit, I think, the original 8-bit that I showed you. So, yeah. I haven't drawn that one yet because the boys won't let me. But yeah, so here's 8-bit from Drawanything, of course. It's got a hole right there. There's 3 different shades of blue in play here, actually 4, like Colt. He's got his eyes, and all that. It's pretty cool. It's a walking game console. Oh man. So yeah, there's 8-bit. They actually are all the same height. The thing with 8-bit though is he doesn't look the same height because he's actually much shorter than Colt, like the box. But the gun reaches from the bottom of his foot to the top of the gun. It reaches the same height as Colt, so in a way it is still the same height. So that's what I mean. I make them all the same height, whether they're the same height actually or not. Yeah. So there's 8-bit, right? And 8-bit would go to spawn this one, which is not one of Quick Drawanything. This one was traced off of 8-bit that I made myself. It is classic 8-bit, who now has red and whatnot. This is one of the ones I feel like this one, although I did pretty decently on it, I still feel like this one is one of the Brawl Stars character skins that looked better 3D than it does in drawing. It's just the way the reds and the pinks they did. I don't feel like they mix as well with the blues as the other blues did, but alas, here it is. It's got a hole right there still. Nothing's changed, no size difference or anything like that. I actually have this skin, it's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't used it yet because I haven't used 8-bit in a while, but still. And then you got the final 8-bit that came out of time, and this time is pretty cool. And this is Virus 8-bit. Now this one there definitely was a thing for, so that was pretty cool. I like the, my favorite thing probably about this one is the different shades of pink to decipher which of his legs were in front and which were in back. I thought that was really cool. It's hard to see on camera, but still. It's got a hole right there, a hole right there, a hole right there, and he's got a hole right there. This hole is one big hole, so that's why I didn't call that second one. But now he's green, there's no blue needed. It's pretty cool. He's got his thing taped up, and he's all mad, and he's all futuristic and techie and all that. It's pretty cool. So there's 8-bit. Not too different from the other ones. Definitely the tallest, just because of, well, how he is. But yeah, definitely interesting to draw. But now we move on to another Brawl Stars character. Oh, we went heavy on the Brawl Stars here. Actually, I think we started going in the trophy road. Because 8-bit's trophy road. And the brawl I'm about to show you, I think is a... Give me a sec, I'm gonna look at my computer. It's computer time. Oh, shut up. I don't care. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he's a rare. And he's a trophy road. So I think 8-bit, I actually think I found it. I didn't think I'd find it. But I think I found when we started doing the chronological order thing with the Brawl Stars. So we picked a trophy road. Nita was the last one we picked randomly, and then Austin was fed up with picking, so I picked the rarity. He picks the brawler. So I picked trophy road to start off, something nice and simple. He picked 8-bit. So then I went to rare, which is the next rarity up. And he picked the dead mariachi Poco. So we're doing Poco now. And Poco, I like Poco. I feel like he's very underrated. A lot of people give him crap because he's weak and whatnot, but I love Poco. Poco's great. And so here he is, you know. He's got his little style here and all that. I really like this Poco. I mean, I feel like he's a little bit black for my comfort, but I like it. He was pretty cool to do. He's got his little smile going on. He's all happy and whatnot. He's really happy. He's just chilling with his guitar. And after Poco came old model Poco, or version 1 Poco, or beta Poco, whichever one you want to say. This one is the shortest of the Pocos. And I don't remember all of them, but this one might be my least favorite just because of how I drew him. But this is old model Poco, or beta Poco, or version 1 Poco, whatever you want to say. So he's got his his slight frown, and he's got his chipped hat, his deadly guitar type thing. He's got his all pink eyes with the small pupils that made him look quite interesting. He looks a lot more menacing. His eyes really looked cool. That's one of the things I liked about the old model of Poco, is that the eyes looked really cool in that one. I don't know why, I really like the eyes of it. But I didn't do the eyes that well here. And now he just looks scared, like a scared little boy, like a scared mini Poco. But yeah, so there's old model Poco. Not my best doing, but not my worst. And here is my favorite Poco that I did. The Serenade Poco. And Serenade Poco, you know, he's got his rose in his mouth. This one's traced off of default Poco. He's got his heart guitar. He's got his white tux with his pink suit. I really love the rose. The rose is cool. And then he's got the same color of green and pink for the thing, the same shade of yellow. Yeah. So there's that. No height difference or anything like that. I mean, he's got 2 holes right there, so that's different, I suppose, but still. Yeah. Also, as we speak, with the update, with the season update for the summer, with Brawl Stars, the one that came out with Buzz, the one that's on right now, there is a new skin for Poco that I had to do. It's like this punk rock skin that I have to draw still, which I will go do when I go and revise through all the characters that I'm starting to do with that regeneration after I finish drawing them all off. And I'm gonna go revise them, and then I'll trace Poco, and I'll draw that one eventually, and yeah. So then we got Pirate Poco. I think this guy is, let's see, is he? No, okay. Here's Pirate Poco. He's a pirate. I mean, that was obvious. I didn't need to say that, but still, I don't know why I found that funny. He's got a hole right there and a hole right there. And, you know, he's a pirate. I don't know why that's funny to me, but I keep saying that as if it's something that you can't tell without me saying. Same shade red, same shade of yellow. I almost said he is a pirate again. He's got a broomstick and yeah. There's Poco. There's a Pirate Poco. Not my favorite, but not my least favorite. And then here comes the tallest of the Pocos. Star Poco. Now I can't get this Poco because this Poco is no longer available, which I find kind of stupid. I wish there was a way to get the skins that you have to get at the start of the Brawl Pass, because that's unfair to people like me that weren't active at the time of the Brawl Pass, and therefore didn't have A, the resources to buy it, and B, the time in which I wasn't very active at the time when whatever event was going on that led to getting this version of Poco, and so I couldn't get it because I didn't have the gems, and I didn't have the time because I didn't log in because I didn't know what was going on. So, you know, it would have been nice if there was a way for people who were unfairly robbed of the chance to get it to be able to have a chance to get the skins that you can't get anymore. But this Poco is actually the first Poco to use more than one shade of yellow. This one uses 3 because this is like a dark shade of yellow, and this is the regular shade of yellow that I've been using for all of them. And then there's this light yellow that I've been using everywhere else. He's got his blue on. There's a lot of blue in the Brawl Stars that I've been drawing in this generation. And he's got his pink. The pink is the same as this pink. The pink and the green obviously are the same as every other color, or every other Poco. And yeah, not too much different. Like I said, the tallest one. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Star Poco. It's interesting. It's definitely new. It's alright, I guess. And now, oh, looking at the time. No, this will have to wait for the next episode. Next episode we actually we might just be able to finish this generation, which would be nice. So I'm gonna leave this video here. In the next video, we will continue forward, showing off our art. But in this one, we got through quite a bit amount. I think we're well on our way to finish showing this off in the next video. So stay tuned for that. Like I said, link to both Drawanything and the person I forget their name of, whose channel I used for Edgar and Byron, in the description below. I will show you guys that then. I mean, what? Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Silver. Like, comment, subscribe for more of this, more gamer vlogs, whatever else comes. I will see y'all very, very soon. Later, guys.